I think we'll start. So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Yeah.
Hello.
Good evening.
Today is our last session of our webinar on Good Beginnings, conversation with Good Beginnings Angels. And this is our postpartum period, which is postnatal care and baby's future health. Yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah, my name is Kong Chun Yen. I'm the founder of Birth Discovery and also founder of Good Beginnings Forward Support Group. So these are the sessions that we run on a weekly, almost a weekly basis. So first Tuesday of the month, we have Prepare to Conceive. So the second week of the month is about prenatal health and childbirth. So this is our third week. Third Tuesday is about it's a precious moment. Postnatal care and of course baby's future health. Baby's future health is family's future health. Yeah. So professionally, I'm a birth worker specializing in hypnobirthing, the Mongol method type of education. I'm also a birth doula. So my passion is to inspire couples to take care of themselves, empower themselves to take charge of their health and their birth. Yeah. My dream is all babies well received with joy and gentleness, begin their life healthy and complete. Today we have a team of beautiful. Some of you are our Good Beginnings angels. Of course, they are holistic practitioners as well. I would like to invite every one of them to introduce themselves. May I have Adida to share with us what you do and your passion and your dream?
Hi, I'm Adida Shahab. I've been a craniosacral therapist practitioner for more than 20 years, and I'm a coach and a trainer of a cranial self-care for health program. I started offering craniosacral to pregnant women and moms and babies because I work primarily with children with learning disabilities, children with sensory processing disorder and autism. What I see a common trend with these children in their case history is that their parents were stressed during pregnancy, having intervention at birth using forceps, vacuum, or cesarean. So I started offering craniosacral to help mother and baby to bond. And heart-to-heart bonding is very important during the primal period because it helps babies to reset their primal adaptive system. That is the autonomic nervous system, the endocrine system, as well as the immune system to be at its peak optimum performance, because early positive experiences of babies give the baby an impact and increase the chances for development, achievement, success, and happiness in life. My dream is that all babies go through craniosacral therapy at birth, just to reset their primal adaptive system so that they can have a good start in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Adida. You said at birth, we all need to learn craniosacral therapy. All parents should learn that.
It's not too late. I always tell my clients that as long as you are alive and you're breathing, our body is continuously healing itself. So it's never too late to start.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for sharing. So all right, Nicole, would you like to introduce yourself? Nicole is quite active in our Good Beginnings Forward Support Group. Yeah, Nicole, please.
Thank you, Yen. Hi, I'm Nicole. I'm a mother of two, founder of Symphony Sensation. I'm also a MOE registered trainer. So Symphony Sensation conducts a series of DIY workshop like perfume making, soap making using therapeutic essential oils. So I've created a 20 hours elective module with the local school as well. So my journey as a Good Beginning angel started when Yen inspired me to share my knowledge as an essential oil expert to aid pregnant women to address some of the common ailments that they have and mood management in their 3 ever-changing trimester, right? So when they're empowered with the knowledge, mommy can have a healthy lifestyle and eventually a healthy baby as well. So my passion is to educate women with natural solutions so that they can be the advocate of their family wellness. And my dream is to empower women with essential oils knowledge and to help them during their pregnancy, postpartum journey, and also to continue to educate their children with this gift of the earth as a natural alternative.
All right. Thank you, Nicole. Yeah.
Thank you.
And this is a life skill where we all need to learn. Huh? Life skill and self care. Yeah. Thank you, Nicole. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Julia. Yeah, Dr. Julia has been supporting our Pay Good Beginnings Forward support group, and this is a movement I started last year, and also to support our United Nations 17 Sustainable Goal number 3, health and well-being. Yeah, Dr. Julia, please share with
Thank you
us.
so much. Yen and I had always been interested in shadow work, you know, because we believe in the potential of human beings, be it like a little seed in the tummy or, you know, beginning its trajectory in life. So basically, it's really all about human potential and helping people to go through very intensive periods of life, especially the birth journey. Frank, I actually think that the birth journey is an awareness journey. It's a state of very heightened awareness, heightened consciousness about ourselves as partners, ourselves as parents, ourselves as health practitioners, right? For ourselves and our family. So there's so many things that come to a head at this time. It is a time of learning, time of much joy, so much excitement and preparation, and you need all the support that you can have, isn't it? So we are all here to do that together. I'm here to offer a holistic perspective, even though I'm applied psychology trained. I'm doing a lot of psychological counseling, supportive work for individuals. That is one of the lenses that I look through, but I also look at mind-body connection, various modalities to help to achieve that full blossoming, including also teaching the nutritional bits, like the coming 26th or 27th of March, there's a wings course on confinement food, but that one is more like a vegetarian orientation. So if you might be keen on that, you can look at the wings menu of teaching.
Hey, Dr. Julia. Yeah, I always love the holistic approach. We never forget about your mind, body, and soul. Support is all that we need. Yeah. Okay. May I invite our lovely doula, Jama. Jama has been supporting a lot of families. She's quite active in the our community here. Gemma, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, Yen. Thank you very much, Yen. I'm Jama Francis, certified birth doula. My expertise in postpartum. I begin to explore a life as a doula when all 4 of my children were born C-section. So my passion is to help transit new parents into parenthood is a healthy and safest way. Also, I want to give confidence to the first-time parents to their how to take care of their children. So I give them the good confidence, especially for the like a small minor matters. Take them not to go to the hospital. Give them home remedy. How to handle. Give them more confidence. This is my way of passion to help the new parents and then all the parents also. Then my dream is to guide a woman in pregnancy journey, a memorable one and the pleasant and fruitful one. This is my dream. So this is my side of where I'm working. Mostly I'm working in the postpartum side. That's it. Yeah, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Jama.
Welcome.
Yeah, you have taken care of many babies.
Yes, yes.
The
Yeah,
mother.
lot of experience. Sometimes very emotional.
Yeah, if we started many years ago, you could have all for
Maybe
with
yes.
natural birth which you didn't know, right? So this kind of information can be resources, education. It is so important, especially
Yeah.
in our millennium this era.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, of course we have our lovely IB IB
IBCLC. I know it's a mouthful.
IBCLC, very long. Lactation consultant. That I will not miss it. Yeah, Miss Alona. Please introduce yourself and what's your passion and your dream.
So hi, I'm Alona Hodik, and yes, I'm an IBCLC. So it stands for, and wait for it, it's long. International Board Certified Lactation Consultant. It's long, but it also means that I spent years and years and years training to just apply to sit for the exam. And it is the gold standard in lactation care. In addition to that, I'm also a certified childbirth educator. Most importantly, I'm the mom of 3, and they are the ones who actually kind of brought me on this journey. I don't think any little girl grows up to want to be a lactation consultant. I don't think that's a thing. But it usually kind of happens after you have your own children and you understand the complexities of the whole process, and that breastfeeding isn't just, well, we put the baby here and let's go. So my passion is to help as many expecting parents and families to prepare for breastfeeding, to prepare for the realities of breastfeeding. I'm a big believer in realistic expectations. If you know what's normal and what to expect, you get a lot less overwhelmed about it. And my dream is to have all the families and help all the families I can meet their own breastfeeding goals and their own infant feeding goals, whatever it seems to them, whatever works for them and their families. So that was it.
Thank you, Alona. Yeah, breastfeeding is always one of the big topics here. Lactation, breastfeeding. Yes. Yeah. Welcome to that.
We'll come to that, don't worry.
Before we start our conversation, I would like you to choose. Okay, I'm going to start a poll, and then everyone you can choose whatever comes to mind about postpartum period. Okay. Yeah, relaunch. Are you able to see the?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see like okay. Do you think y'all can choose? Are you able to choose? What comes to mind in postpartum period?
Yes, I can choose.
For everyone to choose. Once you're done, you let me know. Choose your top 3.
I can't choose though.
Gemma, you can't. You click again.
Me, is Nicole.
I did.
Did everyone get to choose?
Yep.
It's still coming. Okay. 7 out of 7. I can 7 out of 7.
I can't.
Everyone choose,
I can't control it somehow. Is there a reason? What did
Oh,
you?
could it be because you are the co-host? Let me see.
It's okay then.
Co-host cannot choose. Let me see. Okay,
No wonder.
withdraw.
Oh,
Cannot
okay. No wonder.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Nicole as well. You haven't. So you all can choose. Wow.
Yeah, breastfeeding is such a big thing.
You're 100. Oh,
Oh my God.
who else have not submitted?
Actually, it's true. During my own, I really, really thank my lactation consultant.
Are you able to see the result? Share result.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So breastfeeding, right? Top. Second to that will be mother recovery. After that will be, of course, rest, sleep, diet, and taking care of baby. So you see, there is also, let me see, confinement, uh, support system and relationship. Somehow is the lowest. Mm.
But if there's a good support system, then breastfeeding works, recovery works, sleep is better, diet is better, taking care of baby is much better, and the relation. So the support is key here. It is.
Yeah, this is what comes to people's
Sorry,
mind.
you asked what my passion is, so that is basically it.
You hit the nail. Everyone wants you, Alona. Let's talk about breastfeeding.
Yeah,
Okay. Now, of course, after birth, it's all about, mom's mind. Even before the baby start to sink in, as a birth doula, what I see is that they will look at me, Yen, can you help me with breastfeeding? I say, not yet. Not the time yet. Let the baby settle down, and the baby will give you a signal, and then we'll help the baby. Give them some time to reduce the stress right after birth. Of course, breastfeeding can be easy for some people, but most people have quite a bit of challenge. Yeah, and the challenge can affect the health of the baby lifelong here. So it's a little bit tricky. Now, here's a question for Miss Alona. You are the expert in lactation, be it supply or help the mother, to hold the baby to get a latch, right? What is the best way, or maybe the best preparation to start breastfeeding? Yeah, on the breastfeeding journey.
So here's the thing, there's not much preparation that's needed in the physical sense because women's breasts do the preparation for them. So in pregnancy, there's the final stage of breast development. So this is an interesting fact, but breast won't fully develop until a woman is pregnant. They won't. And with each pregnancy, there's further development, which is really interesting. So even women who had challenges with milk supply with baby number 1 can have a better outcome with baby number 2 or 3 or 4 because breasts continue to grow and develop. But technically, there's not much that we can control in terms of physical preparation. But there's a lot in terms of mental preparation, in terms of thinking ahead. So I am a childbirth educator as well, although that's a relatively small part of what I'm doing. But there is, especially with first-time parents, we spend so much time and energy thinking about the birth and preparing for the birth. And that's the most understandable thing because it's such a life-changing event. But not many first-time parents think about, okay, birth is done. What do I do now? Literally, what do I do now? So I've been doing my prenatal breastfeeding classes, and Yen, you joined, I think, one of the last ones that were actually in person before it became Zoom. And out of all the families and the couples I've seen, there's one that stood out. So I always ask, why are you here? What would you like to learn? And these parents said, well, I came to learn how to keep my baby alive. And I love that because the birth is so important and such a monumental event, but so is the life after. So preparing for this postpartum period, and that's what we're kind of doing here, is really important. Knowing what's normal, knowing what's not normal, what's okay and what requires help. These are to me, the most important elements of preparation, the mental one, the education. And when you're pregnant, you still have the time and the mental capacity to learn all these things. So when I see clients and families after they've done the prenatal breastfeeding course, they already have that base. I don't need to kind of cram that into that lactation visit when there's a crying baby that needs to be fed. So that's the biggest impact. Learn about breastfeeding, take classes. I do free ones just to kind of spread the word, literally just to help people be and expecting parents prepare for this amazing journey. It is an amazing journey, but it's not always easy. And mostly it's not easy. If it were, I kind of make this joke, but if it was easy for everyone, I wouldn't have a job. Realistically speaking, it's not an easy journey, but for most of the families I've helped and worked with, 1 to 3 visits is all that's needed. So preparation and support, and I kind of mark that support in your poll. And to me, support is key. If you have the right support, you already have a great beginning. You already have a great start. So support is really, really important. That's the best way to prepare. And I love it when partners come to the visit. Sometimes I have grandmas, which I'm in love with. If grandmas come, this is the best thing ever, because there's support from that generation as well. And that's it. I think that's the best way to kind of make sure your breastfeeding journey starts off, because you know what's coming. Well, give or take. No one really knows what's coming until the baby's there, but at least you know what's normal and what to expect.
Yeah, very good. Yes, it's one of the things that a lot of people struggle. Like you say, every pregnancy, every baby is different. I have two. The first one was kind of easy, although I struggled at the beginning. The second one was like at the beginning was really tough. Even though I'm an experienced mom, it does not mean that you are experienced you won't struggle, right? Yeah. So there's so much into that. Of course, prenatal breastfeeding class that you conducted was very good. At least they know, oh, there is a benefit of breastfeeding, because our mother generation they don't breastfeed. It's all formula milk. Yeah, which is it's not so healthy. And then I see that as well nowadays. If they manage to have a natural birth, but they don't manage to breastfeed for a longer period of time, and that's when the health is a bit compromised. So, Miss Alona, I would like you to share a little bit more here, because the breastfeeding is very nurturing, right? Breastfeeding is supposed to, I always tell mom that there's an exchange of oxytocin, right? Mother pass oxytocin to the baby, and the baby return with oxytocin, which is a love hormone. Yeah, it's very healthy for both of them. But there is also a time where mother, when they start breastfeeding, when the baby start latching, there is also that negative emotion that comes first, yeah, before the good feelings. It's called the dimmer. Would you like to share a little bit about that?
It's this tricky thing. So it's not before. It's actually it's not very common. So it's not this something that happens and then it goes away. This is literally negative feelings, either anxiety or depression, or really negative feelings that come when the milk ejection reflex happens. And women have it. Some don't know that it's normal. And this is the key. If we know it's normal, we know how to get help. And maybe they feel like they're doing something wrong, and they're not. They're really not. So it's this hormonal imbalance, let's call it, that's making this usually a pleasant experience feel very, very unpleasant and contribute. So it's not the pain. It's not a painful latch. It's everything seems to be okay, but every time there is a latch, there are these negative emotions.
It's like you go into that depressed mode. Do you think it has something to do with the health, the nutrition, like lack of sleep this time?
So these things are quite common, but this specifically is still very much under study. So we still need to understand what is causing it. How can we make it better? The numbers are still not very high in terms of overall moms who have it, but it is important to know that if you are experiencing negative emotions every time that the milk starts flowing, that might be the MER, that's the acronym, and you want to research that and get help about that.
What would you suggest then in this case? If they identify that, oh, how come I feel a bit depressed, or some people don't even know, are not even aware of it as like so-called normal and yet not normal, right? What would you suggest they do? Do they need to seek help from psychologists, or whether
I would do both. So I would ask them to see a lactation consultant and discuss about maybe there are environmental causes, maybe there are factors within the family that can help with that. But also speaking to a psychologist or a counselor about that can already help. There is currently no treatment, they're working on it. And there are some websites that are dedicated for it, but it can be helped, and these women are not alone and they shouldn't feel like they're not okay. This is something that's happening in your body, but you're not responsible for it.
Okay, yeah. So there is a feedback here saying it could be hormonal.
It is a hormonal imbalance.
Hormonal imbalance, right? So hormonal imbalance, we can work on diet. Or it could also be maybe if they feel traumatized by their birth experience, that kind of carry until the time when they breastfeed the baby. Yeah. Okay, great. That's good information. So hopefully we have more studies and we have a better understanding of what we can work on here, because I don't recall I experienced that.
That's a good thing. That's why, I mean, this is not very common. It's not the usual baby blues in the first 2 weeks. This is something more than that. It's very specific.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Are there mothers here who have experienced that in the past, where you breastfeed your baby? Does anyone have this kind of experience? It doesn't look like it. We have mothers.
No, to be honest, even with all the families I worked with, I've never encountered a mom who had it yet. It doesn't mean it's not out there. It is out there, but thankfully the numbers are not very high.
Okay. Breastfeeding is a time where you get to bond with your baby, right? Not just nourishing the baby, but it's about building connection with your baby. And sometimes also that building connection with the baby partner, with the daddy partner, may feel a bit left out. I heard one of my clients, he said, the mother has been with the baby for so long, for a few months. After about 4 months, he said, I also want to be a baby. he feels, he is a bit being left out. Yeah, Adida, are you kind of ready to answer this?
I'm familiar with it because in craniosacral, sometimes we work with mother and father and baby. So we have a session where dad sits and rests behind, then we have mom in front, mom holding the baby, and I work with the three and feel in one and get the integration. So if I'm just working with mom, then mom connects with the baby. Usually I like mom to breastfeed the baby, because breastfeeding is a natural, I guess it's a natural way for babies to release the compression in the head, in the cranium bones after the birth process. So with the suction, it releases the compression, it releases the the misalignment of the facial bones, so that the baby would later on develop a very optimal, suck breathe reflex, and then the breastfeeding would become more easier for babies and for like latching, you know. And to have heart-to-heart bonding, we have sessions whereby mom breathe into her body, start feeling her heartbeat, and then when she has the baby on her chest or during breastfeeding, then she connects the breath with the baby's breath and with the baby's heartbeat. We have this mom-baby diet, which is like, I think most of us birth workers knows that when you're pregnant, you're one with the baby. So after birth, your relationship, your bond with the baby is actually a lifetime. So if you establish that bond early and keep that relationship, then we find that you have a healthy family bonding. So you start with releasing birth not so not so planned birth experiences for mom and babies to get that resolved. And then when that happens, actually baby's primal adaptive system, that means the set button, you know, like when the baby is born and the baby starts to set its autonomic nervous system, and then when the autonomic nervous system, the relaxed response can kick in, then you find that the other systems in the baby's body, like the endocrine system, the immune system, starts having a optimal kind of set button, you know, so that in their lifetime, you know, when they are triggered with any experiences that trigger the trauma autonomic nervous system of fight-flight mode, then they would have a healthy relaxed response to kick in and allow their body system to arrive back at homeostasis. So that first bonding in the first 2 years of life is very crucial, because that's where the baby's nervous system starts to mature and the brain grows, you know. After birth, the brain is growing. So if you form a relationship from very early in life, then it's almost like the baby's life will be set with a healthy nervous system through life.
Yeah, yes, bonding. Bonding is one of the big thing. Prenatal bonding. Actually, a lot of people are not even aware of bonding, because some of them, they don't feel baby is real. So in hypnobirthing class, we touch on the consciousness of the baby, the mind of the baby, and we never fail to talk to the baby even in labor and birth. Yeah, and how much we wanted to encourage them to come into this world. And that's why I have, you know, I wrote a poem, Voice of Baby. Actually, I represent the voice of baby. Yeah. So I'm also one of the areas that I'm quite fascinated in your work is that with previously you have a project, right, which is the project 1001. You help babies and family bonding. I'm still looking forward to it. I don't know if you
We can start that project again after this restriction
it benefits so many mom, especially the one who have hard time with the deeper latch, right? I remember you release a torticollis, and once they kind of release, they get to have a deeper latch, and they drink more milk, and the baby just grow really fast, and that was really amazing to see. Yeah. So
that is part of the birth process, you know. You can't run away from it. So sometimes if there is a physical strain in the compression of the bones of the head, because that's allowed the baby to be birthed, and then if that doesn't realign itself, and then if the baby has strain in their neck and their alento or occipital juncture is stuck, that could also prevent the baby from having a good latch. So if that is released and the strain in the neck is released, the baby can feel more relaxed to breathe, suck, and swallow. So that would make breastfeeding very, very easy for mom and babies as well.
Yeah. Actually, it's not just the birth process, it's the how they lie in the womb. It does affect. It's already,
Yes.
this part is already jammed up. Often when I see baby kind of favor one side of the breast, and I will refer them to you. That's just one of the signs that I can identify. But if you want to share a little bit of what are the signs that you see that the baby needs some adjustment, or is it good for all babies to have these kind of adjustments?
Oh, actually, it's good for all babies to have because they go through the same process. Only thing when you have problems like breastfeeding issues, tongue-tied, and then when they have torticollis, colic, and having difficulties to rest and sleep. That is because, the baby's autonomic nervous system is in hyperarousal. So if you could help the baby to feel safe and relax, and then the strain in the muscles starts to release, then you will find that the torticollis would be resolved and the stuck AO junctures could be released. So it's actually also good to look at how the baby is breastfeeding, because these are all the physical issues of it. And then the component of the emotional issues would be mom, you see, because if sometimes mom is stressed, then then the stress is passed on to the baby. There is also, like, I've seen moms who breastfeed their babies. They're not resting their arm, they're not resting their back, and then they're holding the baby. So it's all the tension that is translated to the baby's neck. So that would also gives a bit of discomfort for babies. You see, if they had gone to Elena classes, then they would know how to do best to actually get their body to relax, and preferably also get the father to, stand behind or sit behind and massage their shoulders while they are breastfeeding, you see.
Can I have that service as well?
Yes.
You had it? Oh, good for you. Yeah, this is something we will share with everyone. So that will do.
That will also give the bonding for that to be involved.
Yes,
You see,
something for that.
he will never feel left out. You see, because he's always welcome to massage the mom's neck and shoulders while she's breastfeeding.
Yes, yeah, that's a very good idea. But we also have to take care of daddy, huh? Where mommy receive a good massage. So after breastfeeding, there's a little bit of you give and you receive and you give, and so you can touch each other. Yeah, so they have that intimacy. Yeah. So yeah, we come back to that questions about daddy feel left out. I think Adida, you give a very good example of one of the suggestion is to how daddy can come in terms of breastfeeding, because often daddy see breastfeeding is, yeah, you are the woman, you do it, why do I have to come in? I'm busy doing other work. Yeah. So probably in terms of connected partnership, probably Dr. Julia can share with us a bit, give us a little bit more suggestion in this area, especially how daddy can come in and daddy does not feel left out.
Actually, I think one of the most important skills for parenting or, for partnership is really about the connection. Can I ask you all to type in your little box there? What are your tips for true connection? Okay, just type in your top 3. What are your tips for true connection? You already know it. It's just that a lot of us seldom practice it. In fact, a lot of what's communicated between parents, between spouses, partners, is expectations, is demands, is expression, is communication, but it's often about what we want and demands. Accusations, sometimes it comes out as criticisms, or sometimes it might sound like defenses. Are we talking in terms of criticisms or defenses, or how do we really connect heart to heart? Because think about it, before you can ask anything of anyone, before you can ask support of anyone, there must be someone who is willing to listen and willing to give. So how do we cultivate that? How communication means nothing. Tell us all, everybody who wrote down communication, break it down. What is communication that is really connecting? You know, it's like, it's not just talking. I can be talking and then the husband can be wishing, imagining that he's in Timbuktu, or that terrible story where have you all heard about, eventually at the end of their years, only then did the wife discover that the husband was not deaf all along. He was just pretending to be deaf because he didn't want to hear. So all right, touch is communication, but beyond that, what are the elements of connection? Now, looking at responses, communication, what goes into it? Okay, I'm asking this because I'm seeing that a lot of us don't know what goes into really true blue good communication. In fact, think about it, true connection. I'm changing the word from communication to connection. It's not only through touch, not only through gestures, not only through love languages, but it's a really two-way thing. What are the necessary elements to be listened to? Some husband does something without being told. That's an expectation. Touch is communication. Be aware of each other's love language, knowing how to fill up your emotional tank. Jamie, well done. Okay, before asking your spouse to help with the same, being aware of your own love language, commit the time that you're the center of your baby. Without the two of you, there's really nothing in the partnership if one person just do the demanding and the other person does the running away, right? Because it's really hard to be involved if it's not pleasant. So in other words, it's how do you make it like a pleasant journey? Even for kids, this element, this skill that we learn will also make us good parents, because how can we all have the time always demand people to be doing their homework or really fixing things or doing as they should when it's not attractive? So okay, most of us are women here. So in true connection, how aware are we of our role as women? Our feminine nature, what is the most powerful part of the feminine nature to attract the husband into a willingness to join us on this journey? Lynn says heart, yes, but how do we cultivate that heart? Support system like a team, yes. All these are like have a chat, discussion, but okay, what goes into that chat? What goes into the true communication? It looks like we don't quite know, yeah? Isn't it? Can you raise your hands if you admit that? How did So the thing is, majority of us do not know how to really connect heart to heart. That's why a lot of the language that goes out is in demands, especially when we come from Asian families, right? Of course there's love, of course there's attraction. If not, then why did two of you come together? There's always, and there's also, of course, in loving couples, there's a desire to want to please each other. But how do we make that joining together and that coupling be a really enjoyable one? And how do we make our communication a safe space to share something together? These are skills. And I mentioned the feminine because then how aware are we of that role that we have? How do we bring the masculine in? If we keep on, that's why it's very strange when a lot of Asian women say, why did my husband become so weak? He suddenly like totally like detached from the scene, for example. Why? Because the women start to become so drilling in so hard, like a critical parent, that it sort of like emasculates the man. It's very hard for the masculine to rise in a situation when the feminine wears the pants, right? So these are all skills. Jamie says, a lot of time we feel men think more. You have to appeal to that first before bringing them to the heart. Jamie, would you want to tell us a little bit more?
This is just from personal experience, yeah.
That is the most valuable. That's why I asked from you, because all these things we know, but maybe we know tacitly. I'm trying to bring out whatever we know as a collective knowledge. Jamie, tell us.
As I think at the first decade of marriage, right? That's usually the benchmark, you know, when things just fly through the roof. And that was when I think I realized that when you say I feel this or I feel that, it almost like didn't, it didn't connect with my husband. So I kind of went factual. So I went to, the facts. I talk facts. Then I go to this makes me feel this. Yeah. So I went to that, and he understood, and it actually brought him to, okay, I'm not trying to say that my level is lower, but he actually brought him down to my level. Yeah, to that feeling level. Yeah. And I think I stopped asking him to read my mind. And I think that's another thing that women do all the time. Like, we expect our spouses, and I think maybe not just women, but men as well. Yeah, that, I mean, I have many guy friends who say that their girlfriends, think that they should know what to buy for their birthdays or their anniversary, or where to bring them out on a date. And I mean, you can't expect that. I don't even know, like, sometimes where my husband wants to go or what he wants to do. And I think we take that for granted. Even that little bit of assumption can create such a distance that you're not aware. And as time goes by, it just gets bigger and broader, and yeah. So I that's where I'm coming from. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like, really, how are we really interested curiously about how the other person has been evolving and growing through time? He's not the same person you met when you were 18. And a lot of us relate to what we know because it's a safe thing to say that we know someone. But people evolve, change, we do too. So connection is also about re-encountering the person in curiosity, really genuinely interested in the other person and asking them to share their day, to really like create a nice environment for speech to take place, not environmentally, but really the mood in the communication, the interest in the other person, and really listening out and expecting that the other person would be growing, changing, evolving, encountering the world, and bringing it home. And he's living, breathing, changing all the time too. So when we do that, we are actively listening in. A lot of you said listen, very good. It's like the other person have to, but you see, that's the Asian in us, like we have to. So the finger is always pointing outwards, but now the time is for us to practice that first. The woman, the man, whoever, we lead by that example, and also we allow the other person to care for us through first our caring and nurturance as well. So, these are skills and techniques, and today's session is not about learning this ground up. We can have tips. We have tips about, really learning. We'll find out how to be really that feminine attraction. How do women really do it? Not by scolding, not by pointing fingers, listening, yes, and also being that gentle self. The finger pointing is very, very pantsy, right? It makes people defensive because like what Jamie is saying, she brings to them, she tries to connect with their logical mind, throw the logical mind a banana, and then bring to the heart. Why? It's not that the husbands don't know how to connect in the heart. It actually activates their masculinity when we connect to them through our feelings. Yeah, but but we throw them the banana of understanding and then, help them to settle down and connect to us how we feel. And once we create a safe space, and then the communication can happen, right? A safe space means when they give us a little bit of their ears and their time and their attention, we don't take advantage of it by going the mile and opening the doors and making demands, coming in a flood. There's a tendency to not be aware of how that interaction and the cultivation of the space can happen.
All this is good before baby comes. When you have a newborn baby, you know what happens when you're so tired and your body is not your body. You don't have the mental clarity to think, and this is when you need to really de-stress and really learn to remove all that stress. And when you have that mental clarity, then you can communicate. So other than that, it's all about the men need to be a little bit more proactive. I would say, to help out, to do things together. It will be really, really nice. Yeah. Let's talk about how we can, de-stress and help each other to de-stress, because it can be very stressful for everyone. You're not going to have a good night's sleep. I'm not going to have a good night's sleep. Nobody is going to have a good night's sleep. That is the fact. Yeah, this is a fact. And on top of that matter, the moment when you breastfeed is very draining. It is so draining. Yeah, you just cannot think straight. Nicole, let Nicole to share, how do we balance our endocrine system? How do you help mom to really, reduce the stress? Yeah, the mental stress. How we keep our mood as as uplifting as possible?
All right, thank you, Yen. All right, so for mommies, yes, a lot of time they are under a lot of stress. So of course, we can use oils to actually help us to uplift our mood. And the most common oils that we all know, like, the mother of essential oil would be lavender, the one behind me. Yeah, it's actually meant for calming. And when mommy is calm, then they can handle the baby relaxfully, right? If not, she's gonna suffer, the baby is gonna suffer. So that is why mommy to relax is actually very, very important. And scent actually go to our limbic system. That is why we always use essential oils to actually help us to calm ourselves down. We can actually take it, put one drop on our palm and smell it, or we can put it behind our ears, or we can put it under the sole of our feet, because when you put it under the sole of your feet, it actually goes through your bloodstream. So any brand of oils that you use, whether it's pure, synthetic, it actually goes to your bloodstream.
Okay, very good. Other than lavender?
Normally we use lavender. So normally what we do is we look into the chemistry of lavender. So lavender, the one that gives us the calming effect is linalool. So if you want to have the same calming effect, then you look for chemistry with linalool, for example, like cedarwood, or there are some companies or some brands out there, they will come up with certain blend just to give us the calming effect. So cedarwood is one of them, but it's very woody. It's not as versatile as lavender. Most people, when you tell them lavender, then they will hear or have ever heard of that.
Are there things that we should avoid? Are there scents that we should avoid in, postnatal? Or?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the scents that avoid, but I would say because of the potency. All right, and some oils are very strong in nature. For example, they tend to be more spicy. For example, your oregano, your cinnamon, your cassia, these are more spicy by nature, and they are actually stronger, more potent, and it's actually very, very strong. And I also experience, like for example, today one of the biggest topic is breastfeeding, right? So I also noticed that a lot of mommy do suffer issues like milk supply. They don't have enough milk supply, or they have cracked nipples, or they have sore nipples. So there are also some oils that are able to help. Or if let's say I have oversupply of essential oils, of milk, then one of the essential oils we can use is actually peppermint. So sometimes I have breastfeeding mommy who breastfeed, they'll say, oh, Nicole, you have peppermint, do not come near me because you will, I will have a reduction in the milk flow.
Okay. I would
Yeah.
love peppermint to just perch me up and give us oxygen to the brain because you're
Yeah.
so tired, right? But of course not to
Uplift.
apply on the breast area. That would be
Correct.
very good. All right. Thanks for sharing. But I think if it's a newborn baby, it'd be good not to have essential oil near them. Right?
Yes, agree with that.
Yeah.
So try to avoid to apply the whole nipple. If let's say we want to have more milk flow, there are certain oils that can help, like fennel, lavender, and basil. These are the common oils that can help to increase the milk flow, but avoid to apply at the nipple, and also don't put it too near to breastfeeding timing. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. So when mom is calm, baby is calm. That's the fact. When the mom is not calm, even for my second child, the moment the baby cries, I went into that panic. I couldn't calm my baby, even I put him in the swing. Then my husband could not calm him. So who can calm him? It was my helper because she was calm. So first of all, come both of us. Now let's talk about baby care. Yeah. So we have our birth and postpartum doula. Jama has been taking care of helping families to take care of baby, right? Um, can you share with us a little bit, Jama, about the postpartum period? I know that in your culture you have maybe a different way, you handle this postpartum care or confinement and baby care. Can you share with us a little bit more?
Oh, okay. First, I talk about infant care. So, infant care mostly we think it's very important, but most of the time, when baby born, everybody concentrate on the baby. They didn't take care of the mother. So infant care and then the mother, so it's combined into the confinement timing. So once the infant care, first thing we are talking about the breastfeeding. So breastfeeding is, no matter it is no race, no country, nothing. The breastfeeding is the same procedure, same massage, the way they are sitting, feeding, latching, everything is same. But sometimes we do have a practice when baby born, mostly they pray, then they clean the breast while first latching. Must
Emma, your voice suddenly went down the volume.
oh,
I don't know if there's anything to do the your
oh, okay. Is it clear now?
very soft. Can you adjust your volume?
It
Earlier it was okay, then suddenly it kind of dropped.
is maximum now. I try to talk very loud also.
And now you are okay.
Oh, okay. So we do have a practice when baby latch in first time. We try to give first time in right breast in the latching.
The
So
right side.
right side is the first latch of baby. So
Why?
we do have a belief. So it's all mostly everything we do on right side is a good sign. Then the baby will have like our generation, fourth generation, the things, everything will goes on the right side. They believe this way. Okay, we are just following, but most of the mothers also, they just pray and they started infant care. This is the way they started. Then the most after, when they are in the hospital, they are okay, the nurses are guiding them. So now the parents, most of them, they request the hospital, can I stay one more day? Why? Because I didn't learn breastfeeding, how to latch, how to feed. Then the hospital, due to this COVID situation also, they said your mother health is okay, infant is okay, why you want to stay? Better you go. If not, you will come and learn, or you go to like Alona, like any lactations or consultations, you go and approach. This is how they are working. once the infant come to the house, that there lot of questions, and then the fear is there, some of the parents. But I saw both sides. Some new parents also, they do lot of homeworks, how to take care the infant, what are the brands need to buy, dress, clothes, everything. But some of them, they really suffer a lot. So the best first challenge is how to bathe the baby. This is the first challenge for the new parents, because in our tradition we need to bathe the baby after born. Some like 15 days, 16 days, they do have a prayer, then they do start bathing the baby in the head bath also. Bathed up now, the modern life now is started, but even in traditional way, they use their leg in the lap, then they used to bathe because of the bonding and the safety. So some of the new couples, they try to learn, or some the parents or they help to bathe, but some of them they request to me to come and help, or sometimes they wants to learn from me like 3 days or 5 days, or some really I'm not able to do that, especially mother who have gone through C-sessions, they invite me like a longer days. So bathing is the next challenge. So another thing, the swaddling also very important. They feel like kind of warm, the infant sometimes they think they feel hot, then uh, they try to wear very less dresses. But I always tell them, whenever you are carry the baby, carry with the towel, then you carry the baby. It's sometimes even we also may we have a negative thoughts, we may gone through so many places, so it will transfer to the baby immediately, they are so fresh and newborn. So I tell them always, until 30 days please follow, even mother and father also carry with the towel, please try to swaddle even daytime, if it is very hot, half swaddle and these things. Then the other thing for the infant care is the umbilical cord cleaning. Some of them very scared to touch even the umbilical cord. But nowadays the hospitals, they are trained them very well with alcohol swabs to clean everything. Some babies do, if the parents they didn't put the diapers properly, they sometimes they disturbed, then they used to have a blood or pass, it will comes up. So that time we need to I know one of the client, they immediately call the hospital, what can I do? Then the mother cry and called me also, then I tell, don't worry, don't apply anything. So this is how we need to guide them for the small matters. So the infant care is the very important experience they need. They start to learn now, they are like Yan resources, or everyone has a good resources, they try to learn, they try to read more books, so they prepare themselves. So on my side for infant care, this is the very important things. And then the breastfeeding, they are doing well. Sometimes mothers are very stubborn, I want to give only breastfeeding. No, I tell them, yes you can, but if your baby is not feed well. Last week only I met one infant, I felt really very bad. 3 days, 4 ml of milk in three hours once. The baby was very dry. When I saw, it's like he's not crying also. Then I know the baby situation is something not in a normal way. So I tell them, better you go and buy formula first. I will guide you how to start up your breastfeeding. Maybe after 15 days, 16 days, you can able to reach your goal. But now this is not the right time to play with your baby. Then they started with the formula. So they need to know what is their baby need. So they need to guess, okay, cry this one, so they are the best solution for that baby. This is the main important for the infants. So let me talk about the postpartum care on our side. It's very, very, some is, we can say, strict. Some is, yes, it's good for the mothers to recover very fast. If you ask me, the confinement food, right, it's really very helpful for the mother to recover very fast. One thing, they can able to lose their weight naturally. Then they will have a good milk flow. uh, this is, they have a, find like a, one day they will have like split meals, like 6 7 meals: soup, nuts, laddus, kashayam, herbal drink, confinement tea bags, so many things. But if, when mother finish her confinement period, like 30 to 40 days, she will comes like a normal woman. She don't feel any tired at all if she's follow everything. So confinement diet is very important. The next thing, mother need to follow some small rules and regulation, maybe we can say. But if they follow, like wearing full dress, don't expose your, after give birth, don't expose your body to wind, too much windy will affect, so you will catch cold, then baby also will get cold. So wear your socks, close your ears with cotton in the daytimes, don't stay on directly to the fan, especially the air count, the fan, the lower speed. So these and all, like kind of taking care of them, the mother. So some mothers, they feel very, 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 especially this hot weather, they feel suffer. But try to lesser the clothes, but don't expose directly. At least full sleeves, like half sleeves, that's enough. They are following, some of them strictly they are following also. Then other thing, the binder. So now we do have a binders. In the older time, they use only cotton cloths like ribbonsa. So the binders, they are selling like C-section one pattern, like a normal delivery. They have in the market, they have lot. But when they use the binder, they have a good support on their tummy and then the back. So they have a confidence when they carry the baby, the back is straight, so they don't have a back pain. So even the C-section also, there is lot of soft material binders are there. So when they wear, so it's not hurting. So they can feel very confidently. They can walk and then they can bend down. They can sit on the floor also. So binder also will help them to recover fast. Other than that, mostly they can stay around their house, not only in the room. Now bit the rules is bit loosened, but if
I like that.
but if you follow that one, right, on my side, if I think, if we go outside, our brain will expose to everywhere. Sometimes we will think so many things to, oh, why this happened, maybe they bring their elder children to the playground. They maybe shouted with him, control him, so that time it may affect their health, in especially the milk flow. That's why they said is the supporting system is very important, like helper. So like a husband or any elder people in their family, so let the mother to stay inside the house 30 to 60 days. So that time you mother also will recover very fast, the milk flow also get very well. Then after that you go to their normal life slowly. Then other main thing on our Indian traditional, we used to have a oil bath for alternate days or 3 days once. Full body oil apply, then take a warm water bath. So this and all will help the mother to recover fast. So we don't have kind of massage or anything. So this oil bath, that time they will massage our full body. After that, they will give uh, the smoke thing to warm up their body. So then they give the sweet. After that, they give sweet to eat mother to get more iron and energy. So this is how our Indian traditional to
All right.
recover the postpartum journey is very important.
Yeah, thank you. It's a bit similar to the Chinese. I think
Oh, okay.
oh,
Okay.
oh, yeah, just slightly different. Yeah, maybe duration is a little bit different. 60 days.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. I was
well,
30 days.
it's a lot
30 days.
shorter. Yeah, about 1 month or so.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Gemma. The lovely work.
Thank you.
May I invite anyone who wanted to share or ask questions? Anyone have questions about the postnatal care and the baby's future health? Does anyone have question? I think there's someone share something on in the chat. Yeah, so Jamie is saying that the importance of uh maybe Jamie can share. Jamie, it's a long one. Maybe it's good you share.
No, I was just saying, I was just picking up on what everybody's sharing, and that the importance of all this is that we are creating a new cycle for our children, in
Mm,
that we know as parents what our parents did before us, and that is our biggest lesson. We draw from that and we do what we think is best for our children, right? And that when we parent, when we, the way we parent, our children are watching, and we destroy cycles that may unknowingly be negative in future when our children actually grow up. So how we do things, how we want to start things for them actually starts now. Yeah, to break the cycle, if there is a cycle to break. Yeah.
mm, yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up because the kids are watching, right? Mm. But all this requires a lot of mental clarity, a calm mind. I did not say I'm already stressed. Yes. But there's so many things going on. It's like, oh, so preparation is quite crucial. Understanding of each other, talk, communicate beforehand on that when you have baby. Mm, we need a reminder from, I think from practitioner, right? Sometimes we need reminder from people around you. We are physically connected yet energetically not connected to baby. Although you think that our bonding, yes, the baby is with you, bonding. Not always, we may not be able to bond with the baby if you're just too, when you're too tired. Yeah. So all these are information are really good. Um, we have a bit of time. And anyone else wanted to share something in this topic? Actually, postpartum is a really a big topic. If not, let's start our top three recommendation. What's your top three recommendation for parents in this group? Adida is ready.
Okay, sure. I feel it's self-care is very, very important. Okay, so it's almost like a lifestyle commitment. So if you're going to start a family, I guess you've got to start before conception to prepare your body, and then you have conception, you have pregnancy and birth. So when you have prepared yourself, your body and mind, then postpartum period would not be so difficult because recovery could be fast. And also remember that our body is continuously healing itself. So find the resources to nourish your body, mind, and emotions, because there's a lot of tools available, education, resources, and support. So if you can kind of like be prepared, then you know that you have resources to fall back on. And postpartum period, I always believe that bonding is crucial. So start your bonding early, because this is, you are setting the primal adaptive system. You can't run away from this, because this is what the nervous system is all about, the endocrine system, the immune system. So when the baby's immune system, endocrine system, and the autonomic nervous system can have a very optimal peak performance baseline, then you are preparing this baby or this child of yours, to have a better head start towards health, wellness, and then, it will be also good for his development, achievement, success, and happiness, you see. So be well prepared. And get lots of support, you see. Learn to ask, learn to communicate, yeah. So if you have problems communicating, go to Dr. Julia, find the skills, if you want to know about breastfeeding, Alona is here for you, even doulas can help you. It's like, you're not alone. You're not alone in this journey, you see. We are all here to help.
Yes, come to the support group. We are all here. Yeah, I'm a connector. I'll connect with, connect parents to you. Yeah, whatever that they need. Analyze it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. We have a lot of work to do, Adida. We start before conception. Yeah, there's so much to create that kind of awareness. Nicole, may I invite Nicole to share your top 3 recommendations?
Sure. My top 3 would be 3 R's, so that it's easy for you to remember. So the first R will be rest. Remember to get enough rest. I think sometimes a lot of mommy, they are very guilty. They feel that they didn't do enough for the baby. They didn't do enough for whatever thing that they can think of. So must always remember to get enough rest. All right. And the second R would be reduce toxic load. I believe we are very used to getting certain product off the shelf from maybe NTUC, cold storage. And sometimes that we forgot that we are actually laded with a lot of toxic things from head to toe. For example, our shampoo, our even our hand wash, we need to reduce as much toxic as possible. All right, so that we are not laded with toxic. Like for example, I know Jama, she's very good. She told me that she has no fridge in her house. I was like, how you survive with no fridge? Oh my god. Yeah, so she's really amazing. She can go to the market every day. So that is something that I don't think I can do it. But that's really very good, which means she eat very, very fresh things every day. She, make from scratch. So if you can be like her, then that will be perfect. But if you can't, don't blame yourself as well, right? And then the third R will be reflection. All right. When I talk about reflection, means like do check in with yourself. Like reflect on the day. Do you get enough rest? The baby have enough milk? Your milk, is it enough? Things like that. Simple check, but don't be too hard on yourself, like I mentioned. So when you check in with yourself, you can also just zoom into 3 things, right? Like we keep talking about support, like reflect at night. Hey, do I need help? Do I really need extra pair of hands? It could be like housework. It could be on the baby. Do I need to talk to my husband about it, right? And then maybe the second thing is, hey, did I drink enough water? Because if you don't drink enough water, you don't have enough milk flow for the baby, right? So it's a vicious cycle. And then the third thing maybe you want to check on yourself is, hey, do I have enough me time? Did I actually remember to exercise? Because a lot of time, we forget about ourselves. We take care of everybody except ourselves.
Yeah.
So that will be the 3 R's that I would recommend. Top 3.
Thank you. Yeah, I think Alona is ready to share your top 3, huh?
So first of all, you got me on the exercise. That's the one thing that I keep saying I need to do. But then if I get 1 more hour of sleep or I exercise, kind of sleep wins for me. So that I'm working. It's a work in progress. It is, but I will continue reflecting on it, and hopefully that will lead to the action.
Set aside time, we never have enough time, but when you set aside, you have time. Okay, start from 5 minutes.
Yes.
Stretching is good. Yoga is good. Anything from YouTube is good. Yeah.
So my 3 things. First of all, we keep talking about bonding, and Anita, I love everything you're saying. Can we be friends? I'm like, this is it. bonding is important, and the best way to bond with your baby immediately and throughout the postpartum period is skin to skin. And we forget about that. Parents kind of bundle their babies up and they swaddle, and the caps and the mittens and the socks. And I'm like, do you know we live in Singapore? Do you know that? It's not cold. The coldest weather we've had is like 23 degrees. That was once for one day. So skin to skin is the most amazing thing. You mentioned this. This is this exchange of oxytocin, the love hormone, the bonding hormone. Skin to skin has so many therapeutic properties, literally therapeutic properties. It regulates babies' sugar levels and blood pressure and temperature. Did you know that mama's chest is in temperature up to 4 degrees to warm that baby? Andy, can you mute you? Yes, thank you. Literally warms your baby much more than anything else can do. They become so much calmer and more relaxed, and it restarts their system. It literally restarts their system. So skin to skin is the best thing. It helps mom heal from birth and recover and bond with the baby. And there was a study, I think 2 or 3 years back, that mentioned that skin to skin between the father and the baby rewires the father's brain. So it's not limited to the mom, but the skin to skin is the important part. And I always say, so when I tell this to dads, they go, but what? I'm like, the baby doesn't mind about your chest hair. And oh, it doesn't. And the worst thing that can happen is that baby tries to latch on you. Take out your phone and video it. When they're 15, you can embarrass them. And that's literally the worst that can happen. But skin to skin is the best tool you can give your baby. So please take off the mittens. I know they scratch themselves, but so what? They will do once and they'll stop because they'll learn that it's not really pleasant. But their little hands, every time their little hands touch mama's body and chest, she makes more milk, she makes oxytocin, she feels good. Everything happens a lot easier. So that's definitely number one. So we forget about the skin to skin. It's not just for that golden hour after birth. It's not just for the hospital. As long as you can and as often as you can. I remember when my kids were 2 or 3 and they were sick, we would just do skin to skin and they would feel better. It's not limited to that newborn period. The second one is the support, and we keep talking about it. And this group is amazing in connecting and creating that support network. And it can be very lonely being new parents. And especially a new mom, because at some point the dad kind of goes, bye-bye, I'm going to work. And you're like staying there with the baby to talk to. It can be lonely. Get a support system. Get a friend or two the same time as you who have a baby around the same age. Talk to people. If you need help with breastfeeding, I'm happy to help. If you need postpartum help, talk to a postpartum doula. This is not a journey you need to take by yourself. And that's 2, right? And I don't do short stuff, so I have to kind of elaborate. I'm sorry about that. I'm not great with summary.
Okay.
So these are the 2 main ones. And the support, so obviously support from professionals, but support from your partner. And Jamie, you're right. And I was loving what you said, because we expect our partners to guess what we want. Just guess. How come you don't know what I want? And then you blame them for not doing what you thought in your mind, but you didn't actually say. I'm guilty of that too. I am guilty. I'm working on it, but I am guilty of that too. So if you need help, ask. Say, don't assume that people will just know, because they won't, and you're sitting there resentful, but they have no way of knowing. So support is really important, not just from professionals, but from your family members. and ask for the kind of help and support you want. So it's such a major transition becoming parents. It is that change from even pregnancy to having a baby, and that responsibility of having a baby and caring for a baby. It takes time to, ooh, this is mine. The mom won't just come and take that baby after a minute, right? It takes some time. Allow yourself the time to take that all in. Allow yourself time to know your baby, but also know yourself as a parent. Be kind to yourself. If the third one is that, be kind to yourself. We expect so much of ourselves as moms, and we blame ourselves for literally everything. So share a little bit of the kindness you give to everyone else with yourself, and that will be a great start for your parenting journey.
Yes, thank you. Be kind to yourself and don't be a perfectionist. It's okay to make mistakes, no guilt.
We all make mistakes. I haven't met anyone who hasn't made mistakes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Alona. Jama, would you like to share your top 3?
Yes. First, I would say those who have planning to, the first point, those who are planning to pregnant or conceive, try to attend birth preparation classes. My first preference, everybody, if anyone asks what course, hypnobirthing. I know birth discovery hypnobirthing classes. I know those who are I know some clients who attend Yan's class. So they price like Yan like equal to the God. She said, because she saved her lot. That means she prepare her mind and physically well. So it's no matter it's taking only hypnobirthing or in the birth discovery, or you go and find it in the resources online, everything has. So first attend birth preparation classes, or you can learn any other resources. Prepare yourself mentally and physically. Then the next thing, birth. Birth is no matter is third pregnancy or fourth pregnancy. If you need more extra help, like emotional support, hire a doula, like birth doulas who really help. Like now they are doing like virtually also. So do hire some doulas. Like it's a good support when you are in pain. So somebody will stay with you positively. Yes, you can push one more time, push. Yes, you can. So the third one, postpartum. Already we talk about support system. Find where you are lagging, where you want the help, like helper or any other like infant care, like postpartum hourly support, like lactation support, where you are lagging. So find the support. It's if you find like Adidas support. I have lot of my clients, the infants, they always turn on the right side or left side or right side. So they used to visit the doctors, then they guide the exercises. So the mother or father need to find where they are lagging. So find the good support. So the end up their journey, the parenthood is very memorable and happy journey. So these are all the points only I just wants to tell the parents.
Thank you, Jama. Wonderful.
Okay, thank you.
May I invite Dr. Julia to share your top 3 for
Yeah, hi. Well, following from what we discussed just now, to shift the attention, drilling it straight into connection. Do not just think that communication is the larger umbrella of interaction and dialogue, but how do we connect heart to heart? What are the things that come into place before that can happen? And to move away from imperatives, we have taken vows. Okay, some of you might have taken vows, some of you just have made promises to each other, but whatever it is, vows are not the basis for demands to be made. It never is. It is something that we need to be very clear of, because that's the basis of all respect. We respect each other. We have come together because we are sharing a life together. We want to build a life together. We have things that we want to share. So how do we make that meeting together always a joy, and that it's an inviting space, and to how to create that inviting space rather than it being a space where we are put to the test, evaluated, and held to a measure, right? So all these things we have a tendency to forget, and especially when stresses come along. And one of the most important things in the postpartum period, I would say then, is do not, that means take it as a prime learning period for the connection to happen. Because a lot of situations will come up for decision making to take place. You'll be talking a lot about parenting, how the baby is going to sleep, in what way. Do you want attachment parenting? Or you want to lock the child up in a room and let them cry? All these kind of decisions are happening. But the thing is, for these decisions to happen, then this learning connection as a skill is hugely important. I hope that y'all will also prioritize that, investigate how connection should happen, and how respect happens. You know, how the other person feels safe in that space that you cultivate. Okay, that's what I want to say.
Thank you, Dr. Julia. You know, there's so many things I forgot my top three already. All right, my top three is I would say get help. Yeah, extra pair of hands will be very helpful. Yeah, especially for couple who don't have family members and around to help out. Yeah, and postpartum period can be quite challenging. Physically can be quite draining. So first is to get help. Yeah. Secondly is to get as much sleep as possible. Yeah, take care of yourself. So that me time will come in this case. Yeah, me time will come in. Also learn to learn to keep yourself in a more uplifting mood, like know what you like to do. Yeah, so for me, music. Yeah, sometimes it's just too much in our head. We just need a little bit of background music, or sing song, a little bit of dance. Maybe just go out and get some sunlight. It will be very good. That you don't have to go out, to the shop, but just outside of your home to get some sunlight. You will feel very different. Yeah. So not being confined in your space, of course. Yeah. So that was my number two. So what is number three? I think number three is more about speak to your partner before birth. Yeah, really that communication is so important, because after that you may not have that kind of mental clarity. Yeah. So speak to your partner because that's what happened to me. Yeah, I know. Get help, but at that time you don't know. After so long, then you remember I should have asked. Yeah. So talk to your partner what you're going to expect. Probably share. It would be nice if you can help out with this and that. Yeah. So that by the time the baby comes, you all come together. Yeah. And then we can drop that expectation. That's my top three. Yeah. So it's a wonderful session. Today we go over 1.5 hours. There's so much to talk about in postpartum period, right? If we continue the conversation, we are not going to end now at 10 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you very much. I think I will follow up with y'all with some of the sessions we have, right? We have our some of our sessions. I think some of you have workshop coming up pretty soon. So you can give me some of your information so I can probably send out by email. For those who will be watching the recording, you can join us in our support group on Facebook. It's a private group called Pay Good Beginnings Forward Support Group, and supported by this team of holistic practitioners. And they are some of them are also our Good Beginnings Angel, who support the session regularly and share knowledge resources in the community. So these are really good information, and it's a free session. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining, and thanks for sharing all your wisdom and knowledge in this area. I look forward to you sharing more in our support group. Yeah. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
So good night.
Yeah. Oh, we should take
Bye.
one photo before you go.
All right.
Yeah. You want to turn on your video for everyone? Yes, Andy. Aja very happy. She's still in her shop. Eh,
Okay, sorry, I'm not available just now. I just listening what you are talking about, but it's a nice talks tonight. Yeah, hopefully that I can meet up with you again next time.
yes, Marati. Thank you. Okay, smile please. One, two, three.
Everybody,
Smile.
Thank you. Yeah.
bye.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, everyone.
Right.
I want to see your baby, huh? Where's your baby? I think it's still recording. Stop the recording first.